Steadily it rises.
Hey, it's ODB, the Lincoln Addict, and on this video, I'm going to show you some of the cars that are coming up for Kissimmee 2024 in Florida. We're literally at the time that this auction is going on. I have a buddy that's there now, and it's a couple hours away from here, and I want to show you one of the cars that's sold, and then I want to show you a few that, excuse me, from a 60s perspective, are being brought to the auction. So if we go down here, I'm logged in so I can see these prices. You can do the same, but basically a 65 Lincoln Continental convertible, triple black. They have a few photos, not many. Well, actually 35. I clicked through these earlier. Didn't seem like 35 photos. Maybe I just went through them quick. But this is an AC car, as you can kind of see, and it looks pretty good. It sold for $70,400. We have, I'm just going to go through the line here, only covering the 60s for the most part. 1964 Lincoln Continental convertible. This one is nice blue color and blue interior, blue and white interior rather. So there's a 64 convertible. There's a 62 convertible here, which obviously not going to be for the purists. We can see it's a 62. I'm going to talk more about these, but you've got the rectangle here and the rectangle here. So that's the easiest way to tell front and back. But this one's got the wire wheels, of course. Not going to be everyone's cup of tea. It's also an AC car. Here's one that would be interesting to hit upon. Maybe I'll do that in another video. 2020 Lincoln Continental Coach Door Edition. So you can see here where the door handles are flipped from the front to the back. See, I lied. I said I was going to go over 60s, but that'll be interesting to see what that goes for. Those things were not cheap. Here we've got a 66. We've continued to see the prices go up with these 66, 67, 68 models for the most part, even 69. But the sedans continue to go up in value. This one, of course, air suspension, it looks like, and Detroit Steel Wheel Co. Next, we got a 64 sedan, and super popular. And again, I'm not doing necessarily a deep dive on these, but I just wanted to showcase to you, for those that maybe don't follow this stuff as close, just to know kind of what's out there in the market, right? Because a lot of times people are like, man, if I would have known, I would have bought, such and such car. So this is kind of just my public service announcement. This car, if I remember correctly, we've seen in other auctions. I can kind of tell from the stance and the wheels. It was black and it has that red interior. Pretty nice car. Obviously not exactly everyone's cup of tea because it is kind of somewhat customized with the interior, the wheels, the stance, things like that. But there is a 64 and a couple more. We have a 61 Lincoln Continental. Now, this is the one my buddy just sent me photos of. And this is pretty much what he saw there. He sent me photos from the actual event, and we can see here, this is the Detroit Deviant sill plates. This is kind of a little odd because when he sent me the photos, what I didn't understand, which made me want to go out and look at these since I've kind of been slacking, you basically have like the carpet goes up to this point, which doesn't fully make sense to me, but it is what it is. We can see the hidden AC. Of course, I failed to mention this in a past video that if you pull this down, you've got this extra vent that also comes down. So sometimes if you don't pull this down enough, you won't see that vent. That was a 61 only. And then we have the 62 Lincoln Continental convertible. And this one, if you take a look here, we can see, boom, it's got an engine swap. It's got a Holley EFI, so it's got an LS engine in it. And I know that makes a lot of people cringe, but it just is what it is. People want a drivetrain that is going to get them down the road. I don't think you necessarily have to do an engine swap, but at the same time, some people, that's just what they want to do. So I'm definitely not going to hate on it. We can see here just a really classy car. I mean, I think the 61 2s and 3s, they have a huge cult following in terms of the purist and just people that love these cars. I love 62 and I love 63. I don't know. I probably would go with 63 as more of my personal favorite, just because. But again, any given day, people are always going to say, one of those particular years is their favorite. We can see from the looks of this one, it looks like this was an isotope build, and I can tell from the seats and some of this coloring in here because Ali has kind of a distinct style on some of these cars. So now that I'm looking at this, it does look familiar. It's got the bucket seats, which I think Ali has made, possibly to work with the existing tracks. I don't know 100%, but you can see some subtle updates, right? If you're going to do a motor swap to like an LS, here you've got the decoded digital gauges, you've got an upgraded steering wheel, upgrade inserts, upgrade pods here is what I kind of call them, and stereo system. Ali does some pretty cool cars. Definitely have to admit that. And again, it's not for everyone. There's going to be people that you see the USB plug here, and it's more of a resto mod. It's got things that you're going to like. It's going to have some that you may not. But I didn't want to go into like a huge deep dive with these cars, only because some of the videos kind of get long. We'll take a look at the drivetrain. People could argue and say, well, I want the original engine. Well, this is an upgraded engine, better performance. If that's what you want, it's got newer AC setup, so you're going to stay ice cold. It's got things on there that some people are going to love, some people are going to hate. It is what it is. But it is 2024, so again, Happy New Year. I've put out a couple videos already. You can see some other 40s and 70s sprinkled in here, of course, the 2020 as well. So sorry to bounce around on this video, but I did want to do something a little bit shorter to say, hey, check out what's out there. Of course, Barrett Jackson's going to be coming soon, and Ali has a car going to it. I mentioned that on episode 35 of Lincoln Addict podcast. So more to come on it. I'll probably do a little deeper dive on that car just because it's intriguing with the Coyote swap. Certainly not the first Coyote swap we've seen, but definitely intrigued to see where that one's going to go. With that being said, everyone stay on the rise and keep it locked to Lincoln Addict podcast. You can listen via any podcast app. Please also consider tapping the bell notification here so that you'll receive an alert anytime I post a new video. So much more coming in 2024. Take care, everyone.